the volume growth has been absent now for a while. The recent developments around commodity prices shooting up, we hear cocoa is at multi-year highs, wheat is at 3-week highs, palm oil has gone up, so on and so forth. So the input costs for a lot of these companies are also now starting, or will probably start to pinch. Hunt for value there or avoid it?
Hunt for value to some extent, but it's clearly very difficult, Neeraj, and it's we just started nibbling at it, if at all. It's not something that we are able to get our hands around and probably develop a lot of confidence. But like as I said at some point in time in the earlier part of the conversation, that look, we need to kind of be watchful of some of those value pockets which might develop, and we probably may not have the necessary triggers. In our, I mean, we might have some expectations, but the triggers may not have fully manifested. So we are approaching it from that standpoint. We're taking some baby steps. We would like to think that there can be a couple of things which can change the fortunes of this sector. I hear you when you say that raw material prices have probably once again started to go up, and that takes away some part of the sheen from the from this sector once again. At least supported the companies during the last 12, 18 months when volumes were actually a little difficult to come by. But the next leg probably of the story, as if at all it unfolds the way we probably think it might, would be from a recovery in volumes. Maybe the margins may not necessarily be as strong at that point in time, but I think this sector valuations do tend to get driven by what we see on the volume side or on the revenue side. And I think if that starts looking up, it would be after a fairly decent gap. And the triggers could probably range from, let's say, a good monsoon, coming through in the next some time, versus let's say what we've had in the last couple of years, or probably some policy changes which start to address some of the low to mid-end segments of the income pyramid. I think those are things which can probably bring back resuscitate the sector as such. But we'll have to wait and watch. So, like as I said, there are some triggers in mind, but we don't have a choice but to kind of wait for them to manifest a little more strongly before we move in a lot more confidently than we are today.